Asterisk, it was just one wrong turn, one knock on the wrong door. But what happened next rewrote her destiny forever. Asterisk, before we begin, if this story touches your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Everyday Grace, where true kindness lives, one story at a time. The lost girl with no map asterisk Emma was 27, but it felt like she was 47 inside dot asterisk for years. She had been floating from job to job, cashier, assistant, customer service. Nothing ever fit every Monday. Felt heavier than the last, and every Friday came with relief, not joy. She often looked at people around her, nears, teachers, doctors, artists, and wondered, what's wrong with me? Why don't I know my purpose yet? Asterisk, her friends were settling down, buying homes, starting families. Emma lived alone in a one-bedroom apartment in a noisy neighborhood, working night shifts at a call center and drinking instant coffee in silence before her shift. Her parents called once a week, always ending the conversation with, "Have you figured out what you want to do yet?" She never had an answer. That Thursday, a foggy and cold winter morning, she was walking to deliver a package for her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Callahan. Emma had offered to drop it off at the charity center downtown, an old food shelter for the homeless, because Mrs. Callahan's arthritis wouldn't let her walk that far. But Emma wasn't paying attention, lost in thought. Exhausted from her night shift, she turned left too early and found herself in a part of the city she hadn't been to before. Narrow streets, brick houses, a faded street sign half covered in ivy. She looked down at the package, confused asterisk. "This doesn't look right," she whispered. But it was freezing and she was already here asterisk, so she walked up to a rusty green door and knocked. The wrong door that opened a new world asterisk. It creaked open after a few seconds. A tall, middle-aged man with a warm smile and gentle eyes looked at her asterisk. "Yes?" he asked asterisk. Emma blinked. I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong address. I was delivering this package for asterisk." Before she could finish, a little girl darted from behind the man and shouted, "Are you the new volunteer?" Asterisk Emma blinked again. "Volunteer?" Asterisk the man chuckled. "You're not here for the youth shelter?" She looked past the man's shoulder and her heart skipped a beat. The inside of the house was alive. Laughter, chatter, kids playing board games, walls covered with drawings and quotes. Books stacked in corners. A large table filled with crafts and snacks. It looked chaotic, but in the warmest, most comforting way. Asterisk. "No, I'm not," she said quietly. "But maybe I can be?" Asterisk. He smiled wider this time. "We could always use an extra pair of hands." That was the beginning. Healing others, healing herself. Emma stayed that day for 4 hours. She helped a girl named Lila draw a cat. She braided another child's hair. She watched a quiet boy named Marcus break into laughter after beating her in a no. She left the shelter that evening with something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. The next day, she went back. And the next. She started organizing storytelling sessions, teaching basic writing skills, helping with fundraising, even cooking once a week. She found herself caring deeply about every child who walked through that door. Asterisk. She learned their stories. Asterisk. Leela was 7, and her mom had been in rehab for months. Marcus had been abandoned by his father at a gas station. Most of the kids had faced things adults could barely survive. Asterisk. But they smiled. They laughed. They trusted Emma, and in helping them heal, Emma was healing too. She wasn't floating anymore. She wasn't lost. She woke up with a purpose clear and burning. The lost girl who once had no direction now looked forward to each sunrise with a heart full of meaning. Part when the right door opens from the wrong knock. Asterisk. One day after a long storytelling session, Layla handed Emma a piece of paper. On it was a crayon drawing of the shelter. Emma stood in the center with a heart on her shirt. Above it, in shaky letters, Lila had written, asterisk. Miss Emma makes this house feel like home. Emma's eyes welled up. She remembered the ache of feeling useless, the endless questions about her future, the days she begged the universe for a sign. And now, the answer had arrived, not with a job title, not with a paycheck, but in a child's crayon drawing. That night she made a decision. Emma left her job at the call center. She applied for a grant and enrolled in a program for social work. She began building a network to raise funds and support underprivileged youth. What started with one wrong knock had become her mission for life. The message: purpose finds you when you least expect it. Sometimes. The most life-changing paths don't start with grand decisions. Sometimes. They start with getting a street wrong, or delivering a package, or hearing a child laugh. Emma knocked on the wrong door, but life opened the right one. So if you're feeling lost, remember, you don't have to have all the answers today. Just take the next kind step. The right door might be waiting. If this story moved you, please like this video and subscribe to Everyday Grace, because in a world full of noise, we bring you what matters: true kindness, true healing, and true grace.